What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Floppy Drop. We're gonna be talking some floppies here in a second. Sorry we're getting started a little late. I've got I've got hold on. I've got puppy duties going on. Oh, meet
Oh,
River, everybody. Look at this little guy. Get him.
look at the big sweetie.
Oh. So yeah, this is why we didn't do the show Tuesday, because I was in the process of picking him up on Tuesday. So we're gonna see how well he behaves. Little 2-month-old Doberman. We'll see how well he behaves while we stream the show. And what could go wrong? What could happen? Just a baby, just a baby. Anyway, as always, I'm here joined by my main man Drew, aka Dolan, aka Heavy D, aka I write a shit ton of comics. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's been a busy week. It's been a wild week. I'm ready to unwind, get ready for the weekend, talk about some comics. Yeah,
For sure. Indeed. I am trying something different tonight. I'm not streaming to Twitter or X, whatever the kids call it these days. We're just trying YouTube to see how that works. And because we always have a ton of people on the X side, and I want to try to scoot them over this way. So, but yes, we will be discussing this week's releases. And if you see me looking or distracted, I'm trying to make sure the little terror isn't destroying something. So we tried doing Kennel, and he's not a fan of the Kennel yet. He does not like being incarcerated. And yeah, he was yelling. That's the best way to put it. It's like, okay, that's not gonna work. So all right.
Sounds like the beginning of Lady and the Tramp. Just
yeah, indeed. Real quick, I do want to say hello to the chat, but we do have Cajun Corey in the house with evening. Good evening, Cajun. Nice to see you. And he put so I finally started reading those comics I got 2 months ago. Man, my read pile right now is so massive that I'm like, ugh. It's getting daunting. I need to just buckle down someday and just knock it out. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. We also have Kaiser Jose in the house with what's up, nerds? What's up, Kaiser? How are you? And if we're gonna do a comic show, we have to get graced by one of the best in the comic sphere. So I'm very happy to say we've got Yasoy Whack. Lateness is greatness. Yasoy Whack, not to be confused with your boy Zach. It's good to see you here. And I think that is pretty. I'm getting crap. Should have named him Grayson so you can say stop being a dick, Grayson. Yeah. You know what? Good. That's a good one. I like it. Yeah. No, named him Blue River because he's a blue Dobie. And then River just sounds a little bit more like a dog name than Grayson. And
Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's a boy. Yeah. That's a person or was a person. Oops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had one of my friends that was like, "Don't name him Grayson. All my little siblings' kids are named Grayson."
Really?
Apparently, it's a popular name right now. Is Grayson? At least here in the South, it is. But yeah, and Kaiser said I haven't picked up my comics this week. Work has been crucial. Sorry, I was watching. Yes, I am not as read up as I usually am. Partially because of this bundle of joy over here. But I did read some stuff. So we will discuss some things. And then there'll be a book or two that Drew just carries the team for me, thankfully. Kaiser wants to know, Drew, am I the lady or the tramp?
Oh, I'm the tramp. Come on.
I love it. And yeah. Awesome sauce. Let's not. I'm gonna say I think this is the first time in a while we're not gonna be showing off a campaign, correct? Or is there something that I don't know?
No. We posted an update today. I guess Steve McDonald got a lot of questions, a lot of requests after the campaign closed. Hey, I want to back it. Hey, can I still back it? Hey, can I can I put $1,000 down on this? Can I do this? And Steve was like, fuck it. All right, fine. So they doing a backer kit for it for 1 week. So it's closing out next Friday. So we get a 1 week grace period. So if you didn't get a chance to back it, you have 1 week to get in and back it.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, I will make sure I post that link in the comments before before we end the night. And then kudos, super successful campaign. We did the closeout on Saturday. Over here and hit that 25K, which was nice because bookmarks.
Yeah, we're at 25.5 right now. Love it.
Heck yeah. But no, super awesome stuff, and I was really excited just to see how well the campaign did, and I think it's a testament to the work you're doing, and just I think there's quite a bit of excitement coming out with Naughty and Nice: The Return. Yeah. And then, do you have a date for the next campaign that it's in the pipeline?
No, I'll be probably be talking to Murat in New York about that. New York is right around the corner, so
it'll be here before you know it. Yeah, it's like what, a month, if that.
Not even a month, like 3 weeks the most. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to whatever the next project is, and I'll be happy to discuss that on here. It's always a good time. Mm-hmm. And then outside of the stuff you're doing with Murat, I think Depths of Valor should be coming before too long, correct?
That is correct. So big news, breaking news. Our New York, I shared with you earlier today, Josh, our New York Comic Con exclusives. They all physically came in. They are in. They are in hand. They look beautiful. So we got our exclusives for Depths of Valor, Silent Knights, and the Golem. So we're gonna have 3 exclusives from TCM Press there at New York Comic Con.
Heck yes.
The Golem is getting a cool color foil cover.
It looks bomb. Like it looks so good.
So limited print runs, guys. There are only, I believe, 50 copies of that made. That is it. And Silent Knights has like 75, and I think Depths of Valor has 75. So, and those are the full issue. Silent Knights full issue, Depths of Valor full issue.
Yeah, and I also love that Depths of Valor cover too. We'll save the reveals for later, but good stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and
Josh, towel rack. It's like, why did it go so quiet suddenly? Oh.
There we go. Forever that time. Good
He's
Lord.
Back. The Golem foil available online. Not sure yet, Kaiser. I'll be talking with Steve about that if we're going to do a pre-sale online. But for right now, you got to be at New York.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure you'll probably know someone that's gonna be at New York if you're not at New York. Maybe, possibly, just saying.
Mayhaps.
But I mean, if you're doing such limited numbers, if you're doing 50 and 75, I would say definitely save it for New York because I don't know, you might sell out on pre-sale and not have anything at New York, Drew. I'm just saying.
That's especially what we call a good problem to have.
That is a good problem to have. But especially, I think when people see the covers, they're going to be like, oh, crap, I want this. Like, I really want this. Yeah. So, I will agree that they look fantastic. And I love the foil on. Look, I'm just going to say this. I was the guy that was like, do not color Boudon's work. It looks so good in the black and whites. And then I saw this colored foil and I was like, holy crap, that looks so good. It looks so good. And I'm not usually someone that gets overly excited about foils, but I got excited about this one. So good stuff. All right, let me get the big book of the week. So we had we were kind of talking about this behind the scenes last week. Excellent week for comics. So good.
Arguably the best week of the year.
Agreed. And then we come to this week, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, so little sports ball reference. I'm going back to the NFL season of last year, in 2024 NFL season. The Miami Dolphins, they put up, I think, like 70 some odd points in the Broncos last year, I believe. And it was like one of the biggest blowouts ever, and like the second highest scoring game in NFL history. And they're like, oh my God, Dolphins are Super Bowl bound. And then immediately the next week, I think they lost or barely won the game. They barely scored like 20 points. That's what this felt like. Last week was the Dolphins blowout, 70 some odd points, to this week, which was like, oof, man, I guess this week was all right, I think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there was one book for sure that I loved. And we'll talk about it. But
Yep.
I want to start with the big book, and for everyone that's been keeping up with all the I guess happenings in the world.
Hullabaloo.
Say that again.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. Yeah, we had a DC Marvel crossover come out, and look, if I'm being honest, I think most of us were already skeptical. Oh God, I can't talk tonight. Skeptical of what this book was going to be, but Deadpool and Batman hit the stands this week. Now, there will end up being two versions of this. You'll have Deadpool and Batman, and then soon we'll get Batman and Deadpool. But this is like the Marvel produced one. So you've got Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo taking the lead story that features Batman and Deadpool. And then there's a bunch of little mini stories that we'll kind of work our way through. But Drewski, did you have high hopes for this book before reading it?
No, I had next to no hope, because I mean, let's think about this. They didn't really start promoting this until what, 2 months ago?
About that, yeah.
Maybe this is the first company crossover in 20 some odd years, and they just started promoting it about 2 months ago, if that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is wrong with you guys? No, you guys this should be one of the biggest deals ever you guys are doing here, right? And you guys barely talked about this. This is insane.
Yeah.
And but I think, but in hindsight, being Captain Hindsight, after reading this book, and yes, I did read this book. Okay, it clearly shows we're not going to put forth the effort in this promoting it, because clearly most of the teams did not put forth the effort in these titles. Maybe some of the artists, but
it felt so thrown together and so rushed.
Yes, bullseye, thrown together and rushed, especially the art on the first story. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to blame Greg Capullo for this. I'm going to blame Tim Townsend and the colorists, because they make Greg Capullo's work look like shit. And this is like I said, I am not blaming Greg for this. This is not his fault, because his work looks amazing. His work usually looks amazing, and the inkers and the colorists on this issue, they did him no favors at all.
No, that's what I was about. I mean, even looking just at this opening panel, like, it looks amateurish. And look, there's dozens of references that you can look at of Greg Capullo's, Wayne Manor.
Hundreds. There's hundreds of references to look at this point.
But even looking at this, I remember opening and seeing this first page and being like, wait, is this Capullo? And it wasn't until I saw this face right here that I was like, oh, it is Capullo. Because when I looked at these first two panels, I was like, this doesn't look like Greg's work. Did somebody else do a Batman story for this? Because I knew there were other stories. I just didn't know what those other stories were. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh no, that's definitely a Capullo face. Oh wow, what happened? So yeah. But so this first story out of the gate it's Deadpool and Batman. So Deadpool comes to Gotham. I don't know. I will say this was a really weird pairing to put together. Like, I get the popularity of Deadpool and I get the popularity of Batman, but these two characters do not work together at all.
No. And I am done with Zeb Wells, especially after his Spider-Man run, and after reading this. These quote unquote jokes, these are some of the dumbest, weakest, lowest of low hanging fruit jokes I've ever read in my life. And I wanted someone to punch me in the face. I would rather been punched in the face, knocked out, than have to finish this story. It is borderline unbearable. I mean, a lot of this is talking heads, a lot of this issue, and it is not fun. There's arguably nothing fun about this story.
The I would say the only joke that I was like, okay, I didn't laugh, but I was like, it feels on point. I'll just say that was this first joke right here. I saw the silk robe and the laptop, and sorry, I thought I was about to witness some aggressive self-care, which we know, but then it just gets bonkers. Like it just gets weird. So you got Bruce going, I'm only going to ask this once, who the hell are you? Which fine, feels like Bruce, but then you get more Deadpool being Deadpool, and he ends with don't be embarrassed, and Bruce is like, I'm not. And then it falls into this exchange of Deadpool kind of saying like, don't be this, don't be afraid, don't be concerned, and Bruce is like, I'm not, I wasn't, I'm not. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what are we doing? Because I think you're right. I think Zeb Wells thought it was funny, and then it just isn't funny.
I really feel like this isn't. I don't. When a book like this happens, I want to know what the editor is actually doing, because I really don't know what the editor did here. Because there's nothing here that tells me that an editor, had this actually be good.
Yeah. Well, and look, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't want to hate on this too hard. Like anytime we get these crossovers.
No, yeah. I'm gonna say we have every right to, because one, this is a $7 book.
Oh, fair.
Two, this is the first Marvel DC big crossover in 20 some odd years. All right, this better be fucking good. You're gonna do this good. All right, I'm like Ricky Bobby's wife. You're gonna do this prayer good. All right, and this was shit. I like you said, this is embarrassing, and I would not have my name on this. If my name was attached to this, I'd be like, no, subsequent printings, you're taking my name off.
Oh yeah, I guess what my point was going to be is that I don't want to hate on this too much, because I don't think there's that much great you can do with these two characters together. Like,
we'll find. Well, we got 1 for 2. Well, or 0 out of 2 so far. 0 out of 1. I don't know what the hell ever. We'll find out what Grant Morrison can do next issue. I have slightly more faith in Grant.
Yeah.
But once again, he's a gentleman who's not really known for his action sequences and more known for his talking heads. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think for me, if I were gonna have a crossover book that was featuring 2 characters and was gonna have Batman, I would maybe want Batman and Punisher, or something that feels more street level and that isn't like, oh, here's the joke, you break the fourth wall. Now, they could have very easily done a Harley and Deadpool book, and there would have been people that loved it, and it would have been exactly what they wanted to try to do here, and just be cheeky and whatever. And fine, it would have had its audiences, but this whole thing just feels like it oil and water. They just do not mix.
No.
And even with the best of writers, I think it would have been hard to do unless
there is a way to do this right. There is a way to do this. This is not the story. This story sucks ass.
Oh yeah.
But this was these, God, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the joke here with Alfred. I'm like, God, these jokes are fucking terrible.
He's
God.
like, oh, come on. You're a billionaire Bruce Wayne. Name's plastered all over the city. Don't you have a business associate you need to silence? And Bruce is like, oh, I'm not that kind of billionaire. And he goes, okay, then who's that? My butler. It's not funny. Like there's nothing funny there.
No.
What I was gonna say previously about maybe a way that you could make this work is if you went back to how Deadpool was originally depicted in X
Yes.
Force.
Yes.
That could have worked.
Look, I know. I don't know how many people really agree with me on this, but honestly, if I were ever, given a chance to do Deadpool, I would take him back to, the OG Merc with the Mouth. Hell, I go back to the Rob Liefeld days of Deadpool and maybe the Joe Mad days. Those very early first period of Deadpool. Go back to that. And get rid of that fucking point on the stocking cap. God, I hate that. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, crappy bat signal joke here. Deadpool flees to go after try to find Batman. Yeah, Bruce going, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna go back out." And then if anything made me chuckle, it was maybe this panel. And for whatever reason, if there was a single line in this book where I could hear Ryan Reynolds' voice, it was this one. But yeah, and that level of praise is not even a level of praise. It's like, yeah, I guess you tried to do your job, maybe. But yeah, you get some Gordon here. We eventually get Joker introduced in the book. You were talking earlier about like the story. There's really not a ton of story here, which I guess
No,
is fine because it's a one-shot, but it feels more like
if it's entertaining, that's fine, but
yeah,
this isn't that entertaining.
no,
And like you said, most of it is just talking. Is Deadpool cracking quote unquote jokes, and they're fucking bad.
yeah, yep. Yeah, you get a brief little action here. Batman throws his batarangs, and you get a ow, 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 because of course you do. Yeah, there we go, right here. And
We got a good question in the chat from
okay,
Adam Frey. Is this better or worse than Batman Spawn from 1 to 2 years ago? This is worse.
Worse,
than
yeah.
Batman Spawn. I would rather
Agreed.
read that again than go through this again.
Oh yeah, no. Because this ultimately goes nowhere. Like I said, you do keep going. And Drew, you mentioned earlier talking heads. Like, I mean, we have action wrapping up here, and you go right back to talking.
And how long was that action? How long was that action? What,
2 pages, if that, maybe 3 pages. I mean, yeah, you're looking at about 3 pages.
There's not that much action at that.
No, there's really not. But eventually you do get the Joker, and if there was a highlight here, it was kind of nice to see.
Got the Xenomorph mobile. That does not that this Batmobile is fucking hideous. That looks like a Xenomorph head.
It does kind of look like Xenomorph head. I'm trying to remember what his Batmobile looked like in Scott Snyder's run, but I genuinely cannot remember.
I don't even think he had a Batmobile on Scott Snyder's run. Jesus.
Yeah. Because I remember.
You know the one I did like, that one they only showed like 1 or 2 issues. It was the David Finch, Tom King Batmobile. It was like homage to the animated series one. I'm like, that looked fucking awesome.
Agreed.
But, only used for like 2 issues. And that was it.
But yeah, we get to the Joker, and hey, it's the Joker. Okay, I guess. I guess. Sure, why not? Yeah, I think the biggest, I mean, it's not a good book, but I really think the biggest problem is exactly what you were alluding to, is this is such a missed opportunity. This should have been and could have been way better than it is. And the fact that it's not,
how hard? I'm trying to give away. I hate to give them my ideas. How hard would it be to just do a simple story where Deadpool is hired to kill Bruce Wayne? How hard is that to fucking do?
Yep.
Better yet, have it be like Deadpool is hired to take him out, but like Bruce Wayne maybe has Deadshot hired to protect him or something to fight Deadpool, or something like, I don't know, but like just a little wild card in there. But this is just fucking lazy. This whole story.
Yeah. And there's really you saying it's lazy is probably the best way to describe it, because it just feels like there was no care or attention or desire put into this. And I think that's the crazy thing, is that this should be exciting. Like,
this should
from
be
a reading standpoint, but also as the writer, if you're coming in and you get to do this crossover, you should realize how great of an opportunity this is, because it barely ever happens.
And look, look, we both know I am a professional comic book writer. All right.
Yeah.
I wrote a crossover. I wrote 2 crossovers that I will hold above this quote unquote crossover comic any day of the week. Catfight versus Naughty and Nice, as well as Naughty and Nice meet Red Sonja and Vampirella. Both of those I will gladly hold over this that are kick-ass crossovers. People in the chat, if you want to read a kick-ass crossover done right, pick those up. Find those. They are amazing. And compare it to this, you'll be like, oh my God, he was right.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you there for sure. But yeah, so I guess the big crux of this is you get Joker venomed, Jokerized, whatever you want to call it.
The Joker who laughs.
Yeah, of Deadpool.
No, sorry, the Deadpool who laughs.
The Deadpool who laughs. So yeah, look, I didn't expect much coming into this, partially because of Zeb Wells, partially because this whole thing felt like an afterthought. It was very clear that it was a cash grab and nothing more. And then it was like someone was like, "Oh crap! Well, if we're gonna do a crossover story, we actually have to have like a story, right?" And then Zeb Wells was like, "Oh, I'll figure something out. I'll throw something together."
So, it's just amazing. What I could come up with on the fly in maybe a day. Because you've seen how fast I could turn around a script, like how fast I could come up with a story on the fly in a day. And this is the best Zeb could come up with. And God knows how much time he had. This is pathetic.
Oh no, agreed. Yeah.
Oh, Josh, towel rack. But yeah, like I said, back to the art. I mean, Gray is a fantastic penciler, but the inker here, Townsend, and the colorist here, they do him no favors. This is the worst his pencils have ever looked. I'm including everything from his original Marvel days to his work on Spawn, kind of New 52. It's never looked this bad.
No. And to be fair, it's not necessarily bad, but it's definitely not Greg. It's not good, and it's definitely not Greg Capullo levels of good. It just doesn't. Oh, this Batmobile looks, even not discussing the design, just the execution of the Batmobile looks rough. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like I said, I didn't expect much from this, but I thought I was gonna at least have a little more fun than I did. And this partially could be just I'm so over Deadpool as a character that I'm like, ugh. But I do think a lot of people feel that way right now. So again, it makes me wonder why choose these 2 characters? I mean, you could have done so many. You could have done a Batman and Iron Man story. It's 2 billionaires. And let their egos kind of battle it out as they do something to stop whatever the threat is. So, we didn't get that, but that is what it is. I want to look at the comments real quick before we run through all the short stories. You soy whack, but everything is terrible. Enzo put, I got the Deadpool with Infinity Glove cover. I couldn't even tell you which covers are out there. I didn't care enough to look into it. So.
I just know every retailer under the sun is taking every opportunity they can to put 2 characters together on a cover. So,
yep.
Yay.
Yeah, pretty much. Geyser put that Infinity variant should have been a foil. I mean, I think you got to keep yourself limited when you have so many covers, because there's quite a few covers for this.
Yeah.
You got to kind of cut back somewhere. Salty, the smart one. I skipped this book.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You read it, so you don't have to.
Yeah. Kaiser put, I wanted to skip this book, but they released a Daniel Warren Johnson variant. Okay, okay, cool. I couldn't even tell you who's on his variant either. Just, But people are gonna be watching this for the first time. I'm like, why is this guy like grunting and humming? Sorry, y'all. I'm like 4 hours sleep a night right now. Salty put Special Olympic bronze medal work on inks and colors. Yeah. So Salty, I think Drew started this off before you had hopped in, just talking about how bad the inks and colors were. It is so bad. And And then the inker went super heavy on the blacks. He lost a lot of just the finesse that Capullo has.
Yeah, you know what it looks like? It looks like an amateur Scott McDaniel art
Yeah.
when you mix in this inker with the Greg Capullo's pencils.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Let's see. Salty Tail, look at that trash color. Wow. Yeah. There's really not much else you can say about how much the inks and the colors negatively impacted this book. So yeah. Kaiser put, you want to talk about Unbearable or Unbearable? Calex said is the worst comic I've ever been recommended. The main character is so insufferable. Is that a new book? Or is that a
Calex? It's a book that's been around for a while. I think that was a Black Mask book. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, I might recognize it if I saw it, but it's drawn a blank at the moment. Salty put $7 for this book. 7 doesn't even include a Costco hot dog. You know what?
I'll take the Costco hot dog. I'll take that chicken bake. Over one of these books.
Him mentioning the Costco hot dog or not including a Costco hot dog, that just makes me think bad ideas. Next bad idea is going to be like, buy our comic and you get the Costco hot dog with it. And they send you like a freeze dried hot dog, most likely, allegedly.
But hey, those are good hot dogs.
Yeah. And then Salty said, I think that's for Cal Exit. We do have Adam Frey in the house. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Gavin here with an evening. So Gavin put Deadpool is talking way too much. I mean, that's what he does. But Bruce would have just...
It's not funny. It's not good.
No. I kind of really just wish if they wanted to do a funny Deadpool book, just get Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. Let them do something. They're the ones that kind of made Harley take off with this type of vein, but do a Harley Deadpool thing if you want funny. And then, I don't know, throw some jokes in with, you got Red. They created a character called Red Tool for that Harley run that just shits all over everything that they were trying to do with Deadpool. And I think that could have been funny. But have two characters talk about which crazy is crazier. And sure, I might get a chuckle out of that. And they're not afraid to do some decent, like, vulgar humor. Like they'll do it well, and it's not just low hanging fruit. But this, you got Batman trying to be the straight man, and it just doesn't work here. Yeah. Is there any reason why his word bubbles are always yellow? Are they typically yellow in other books?
Yeah. Going back like 15, maybe at least 15 years. They've always been yellow.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I legitimately try to just avoid Deadpool at this point. And even when I read an issue, I don't pay that close.
Yeah. Let's just say anytime you see Cody Ziegler's name on a book, which has been the Deadpool books, or Alyssa Wong on a Deadpool book, I'm like, I am staying clear, far away.
Yep. We do have Fiend Machine in the house, and Fiend put, these crossovers used to get giant size full books to tell their story. Now you get 6 mediocre bad stories in one comic. Yes, that's another reason I said this whole thing feels rushed and just thrown together.
You think about the X-Men New Teen Titans crossover we got. You had Walt Simonson on the art. It was a fucking banger. You had Jose Luis Garcia Lopez on the Batman Hulk crossover, which was beautiful. GRJR, back when he was still good, doing the Batman Punisher crossover.
Yep.
Both of them, I think he did. John Byrne doing the Captain America Batman.
Yep, crossover. I own that. Yeah.
There are so many great ones out there that had great teams on them. These are just fucking mediocre.
Yeah. Agreed. And then Salty Traveling Sea put endless flat out face plans for the big two, and DC is about to step on another rake with KO. Yep. Oh gosh. Hey, they
Bob style. Yep.
Yeah, they seem excited about the KO though.
Well,
so.
Okay, Josh, I'm gonna be honest here. Reading that preview for DC KO, I am not impressed. I am not impressed at all.
No, I'm not either, but you know.
It's like I'm reading. It's like in the back of every book, I'm like,
Yeah.
This is your selling point. I mean, good luck. I am bored to tears reading that.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. But they are really trying to push it with retailers. So, um, and they think this is going to be a big driver, but we'll see. My comic shop owner was like, "Do you really think this is going to do well?" I was like, "No, like, I'm sorry, I don't."
No,
You
and
might have,
I really feel like that first issue. By the time you get to the end of that, people are gonna be like, "Are you
yeah.
fucking kidding me?"
I mean,
No,
unless something bonkers and batshit crazy happens, yeah, I think it's going to be the "Are you kidding me?" reaction.
yeah.
And then yes, as always, damn it, Josh, because my mic cut out. I know the shame of it. Uh,
Shame.
Bo versus the World said came late. How is it? Not great, Bo. Not great. It is mediocre at best, and that is being very, very kind.
Yeah.
Very kind. Let's see. Gavin said I wanted to, or I wanted to. Oh, I wanted to get the Punisher Lobo variant, but I'm not spending that much on a shit book. I don't blame you, man. Um, yeah, $7 is a lot, especially when you're going in knowing it's probably not going to be a great book.
Yeah.
And then JK put, "Hey, kiddo, want a bronze? Don't insult him." That's great. That's alluding back to Salty Snowman from earlier, but yeah. Gavin said Percy's done a decent job with him in Deadpool Wolverine. Remender had the best modern balance for me with his Uncanny X-Force. That Uncanny X-Force book is fantastic.
Yeah, and he had some terrific art in that one too.
You definitely had some terrific art.
But you had Jerome Pena and I think he had Daniel Acuna.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But that book was not afraid to go dark. So it wasn't just the
and I like
Deadpool
that.
show. Yeah.
And you want to talk about a cool character to make like the next Apocalypse or whatever? It was Archangel.
Yep.
You know, it's like Death, the Winged. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense.
I loved the whole kind of black get up tactical design, but I especially loved the Archangel in the black and silver. I thought it was a really cool, really sleek look.
Yeah.
But Enzo put the Batman versus Robins as Batman version of themselves sounds cool. Robins Batman version. I don't understand what do you understand what that means? I don't understand what that means. I don't either. Enzo, try again. And then Bo, I agree, it's a shame. And he said he always liked Daniel Way's run. How did y'all feel about those?
I read those. I will say this. It's fun and funny at first, but to me, the joke just kind of gets old after a while. It's like, okay, it ceased to be good. It felt like the same thing over and over and over again. I did read them, but I just lost interest with it. There's nothing really to keep me coming back after like 15, 20 issues. I gave it a shot. I really did, but I just lost interest.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of times when you have a character that you try to present in this way with this humor, there's only so much you can do if this is what you essentially make the entire character.
What was great about Daniel Way's run, I don't know if you remember it, but like, so you had Deadpool's dialogue, then you had a very proper like litigious personality talking, and then you had like I think like a goofy character talking as well. So he had like 3 different personalities of his mind talking, which I thought was pretty clever and funny. But it got old after a while, and it's just like, okay, yeah, all right,
that's fair.
I get the joke. Yep.
There are plenty of books that I read that, especially when I start them, I like them, and then they do it's kind of like SNL skits, you know?
Yes.
Like back in the day, you'd have SNL skits where they had a good character and you could do multiple things with that character. And now, every now and then, you'll get a good scenario or a good situation, and then it's people, I think, mistake that as a good character or a funny character, and then they try to do other things with that character, and it just doesn't work. Or it's just the same thing, but in a different environment. So I think that's kind of what you get here. There's only so much depth or range that you can get. So after a while, it's going to get old. and that's okay. That's not a bad thing, but you got to know when to end those things. And of course, when you have the big two, if they have something that starts selling well or gets attention, they're going to keep driving that until it is
Yeah,
run into
and you
the
know
ground.
what? Why not throw a curveball with Deadpool? Why not take him back to his roots and have him be a serious kick-ass merc who probably won't say that much in the issue? Like, oh shit, this is different. This has changed, man.
Yeah.
Things that I guarantee you get the reader's attention real damn quick.
Yep.
So, but
My I part of me wonders too if because that version of Deadpool has become so unrecognizable because it just hasn't been around in so long, if people I feel like so many people now know Deadpool because of the movies. And I wonder if they would be like, well, this doesn't feel like Deadpool. I'm wondering if that's part of why we're stuck in this ever present comedic Deadpool.
it could be a factor. But I would argue against them with that 90s nostalgia is huge,
Yeah,
and if they went back to the OG 90s style of Deadpool, I think there would be a huge reception for that.
for sure.
But that's just me.
I Yeah, I do want to go ahead and move on to cover some of these short stories that are in here. And by short stories, I mean some of these I think are 2 pages, which makes you wonder what's the point. I say that with as much love as possible.
I'm just gonna say right now, out of all these quote unquote short stories, the quote unquote best one, Daredevil and Green Arrow. I think by far that was probably the best one out of this whole bunch.
Yeah, because it feels like an it feels like an actual story. Well, without doing just cringe crap.
Yeah, without I
Um,
mean, it was very shocking coming from Kevin Smith. There's no dick and fart jokes, no low hanging fruit. It's like what I expected out of Kevin Smith was what we got in the Batman Deadpool story. You know, I was expecting that shit in
yeah,
his Green Arrow Daredevil stuff, but no, it's actually really good. And Adam Cooper's art is fucking solid in it. Loved it.
yeah, agreed.
Um, but the, a lot of these other ones, the less said is the better.
Yeah. We will look at this because we do get this first story by Chip
This is
Zdarsky.
bullshit. This story is total bullshit.
Yeah, so you got the gun and the sword, and this is Chip Zdarsky with the Dodsons. And look, the Dodsons art looks fantastic. The Dodsons art pretty much always looks fantastic. Um, but we're in World War II. You've got Diana, Wonder Woman, and she's coming across Cap. And
He's getting ready to fucking execute Hitler. It's like, no, this doesn't feel right. It's just like it's one of those things where your brain's just like, this doesn't feel right. This feels like a murder right here.
yeah, well, I mean, it's also the fact that he is. So you mentioned execute, but he's got.
Oh, Josh Talrak. So I mean, look, there's look, I understand. Obviously, combat, yes, death is going to happen. You know, Captain America, when he was on the battlefield, most likely he killed quite a few people on the battlefield. We have to accept that. But a situation like this, when you're in his bunker, he's clearly on his knees, unarmed, outnumbered. Cap is just going to straight up murder his ass? No. Cap would haul his ass in to the
Yep.
United Nations, the government, to have him stand trial. It's just that this is not Cap. And what Chip wrote here, this dialogue for Cap, this is fucking terrible. And this just shows you this Canadian socialist does not understand Captain America.
Nope. At all. At all. Because you get a point where she pulls the lasso of truth out and she asks him, "Do you think like it's a good thing or honorable thing to kill this man, or do you really whatever it is?" And he essentially says yes. Um, yeah, I it's Chip Zdarsky to I don't even want to say the extreme. Just it's unfortunately become what we expect of him. And I don't know. It's kind of like he's starting to get the Dennis Camp effect from me, where I feel like he thinks he's doing something so profound or so revolutionary in the story he's telling or the point that he's trying to make, and it's just like, no, dude, you're so off base right now that I
This
can't with you.
what he's doing right here in this story and on his current run he's doing. He has the potential to cause more damage to the character than what Ta-Nehisi Coates or the Dumb and Dumber did on the series. But it won't be as bad as what Nick Spencer did. But it's right up there. Just with these stories, it's just he just fundamentally does not get the character. Josh, you're muted.
It's making me mad tonight. This is where she has the lasso of truth on him, and she does say, "Do you truly wish to kill this man?" And he said, "I do." And then she says, "Then one final question: Is this right? Is this justice?" And he's like angry because he can't bring himself to say it.
This God,
yeah. So
I just want to punch. This one made me angry. I really wanted to punch my screen reading this damn story.
Yep. Well, this whole when you almost killed that Maxwell Lord, you mean when she killed Maxwell
Lord? When she did kill Max, when she twisted broke his damn neck?
Yeah.
You know the worst part is Rich Johnson, that piece of shit on Bleeding Cool. He was playing the Goo Goo Gaga shit on his website. People are making a big deal out of this short story. I don't know why. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, keep playing dumb, Rich. Yeah. We see what you're doing here. Yeah, you don't get it. Yeah,
right.
Well, of course, you're Brit. You wouldn't understand it. Yeah.
And then you have this moment to kind of wrap this quote unquote story up, where Cap says it's not justice, which cool, great, but then he just tosses his gun right where Hitler can get it. Yeah, and he goes to kill himself, and then out of weirdness ensues. So
yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
that is arguably probably the worst panel the Dodsons have ever done.
Yeah, agreed. Right there, it does not look like Cap.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I was not a fan of this issue. I did not care for it, or this story. I did not care for it at all. It looks like the Dodsons even gave up midway because they're like, oh, okay, well, just quickly get this done. So yeah, but that to me is a no-go. I'm going to say no. We do have Fiend Machine. He came in with worst story in the book. I completely agree.
Yeah, I would have thought the Crypto Jeff the Shark one would have been the worst, but no, this took the cake.
One would think. Gavin put love how the current writer for Cap fails to get the character at all. I mean, he's proving it in the Captain America book. He's proving it here. I don't know. So many people have look. America's not perfect. All right, I will be one of the first people to call out so much of the crap that we do that's not great. Looking at a lot of our foreign policy, not great. But
it's not gonna be perfect. What is perfect?
No, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, but we also try to look at it from our rose-colored glasses, right? Like we have a very privileged life that we live here in America compared to other countries, and we don't understand how brutal some of these other countries are. And I think
it's like, yeah, we're trying not to make this show about foreign policy, but
right.
Look, there are a lot of countries out there that don't want freedom, that don't like freedom. That's just how it is,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, even if you talk to some, whether it's soldiers or people that work in intelligence, if you talk to them about some of the crazy stuff that they see while overseas, you just have to understand you're dealing with a completely different type of people.
Yeah, different mindsets, different ways of life, different upbringings. Yeah, I saw when I was in Baghdad, when I was in Oman, when I was in Qatar, Afghanistan. Yeah, just different. It's a whole other world, and
no. I will just say all of that to say is it's very easy to be critical and cynical towards the U.S. and how we deal with some foreign nations, but if you're not taking into context what's actually going on, then yeah, I mean it's very convenient for you to have those thoughts and feelings, and that's how Zdarsky approaches this, and that's why his Captain America book is not good. That's why this is not good. And Fiend Machine's got it right. He said Chip Zdarsky using characters as his hand puppet again. Yeah, he just did it in Batman. He did it to a degree with Daredevil when he was
Oh
writing
yeah.
it, but it also felt like some of the people at Marvel, at least in the beginning, were like, "Yeah, no, pull back a little bit," because what he did there versus what he's gotten to now with books is just unbearable. Like I used to think Chip Zdarsky at the very least was good, where I had moments of like, yeah, okay, he's kind of throwing his influence in, but I still enjoyed the book, and now I've gotten to the point where I dread reading his stuff.
Yeah, it's a very funny thing because there was a moment, I think around probably 2017, 2018, when he was doing the Marvel 2-in-1. I think it was with the Human Torch and the Thing. And it's before that they relaunched the Fantastic Four series with Dan Slott of Octavius. And
Yep.
he was writing that series, and I just remember thinking, my God, he gets it. He gets Johnny, he gets Ben, he
Hmm.
really gets Doctor Doom. I guess he's used to that in Canada, probably. But so I I was thinking he's going to take the Fantastic Four. This is all him. But no, that just didn't happen. And then he got to more or less do whatever the hell. I'm looking on it now, doing whatever the hell he did with Daredevil. I don't know. He made Electro Daredevil. Yay.
Hey, Electra's Daredevil.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you said Electric Daredevil, and I was like, wait, what? Because I was thinking of Electric Superman. But yeah, real quick, we do have Ezekiel in the house. What's up, Zeke? Nice to see you here. And Kaiser Jose, not a fan of the Dotson's art. I don't mind Dotson's art. I think they do some.
I will say, look, like I said, they are great artists. They're a great team. But this issue, some of these panels,
Oh yeah, no, some of these
good.
panels for sure.
Like that one right there, that is not
Yeah.
good. That Jesus, and the one above that.
Yeah, it's a little rough. We have Zach's in the house. What's up, Zaxy? Nice to see you here. Gavin put he's not America though. He's Steve Rogers. I mean, still,
He's representing the dream. He's representing the dream of what America can be.
Exactly, and that's what Enzo said here. Cap should be inspirational, and that's the point. Cap should be better. Cap should be the one. Cap shouldn't be the one. Diana shouldn't be talking to Cap to say, "Is this actually justice? Are you sure you want to?" Like, Cap should be the one that gets him in that position, and then immediately pulls his gun back and is like, "No, you're not getting the easy way out. We're taking you in." Like, it shouldn't be a hesitation.
You know what? You know what would have been really cool? You know what would have been really cool? Is if it was Cap talking to Sergeant Rock or something like that. Sergeant Rock's getting ready to kill Hitler. And Cap is talking him down.
Like a grizzled, See, I would have liked that.
Boom. There you go. There you go, Chip. Not that fucking hard, Chip. Jesus. You're welcome.
We got to do Wonder Woman, man.
Get Billy Tucci on the art for that? Yeah, it would have been awesome.
Right. Salty Traveling Sea put Cap represents the American spirit, something all entertainment has sought to erase and replace with true and calming cowardice. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing this whole thing. I've always felt like, the world isn't just naturally going to be good on its own. You have to play your part in making the world a better place. And it's like people have lost sight of that and then kind of completely rejected the idea of even doing that. So I'm terrified for our future.
There was a saying, I think Hunter S. Thompson said it. He said, I think it was a think globally, act locally.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we? I'm scrolling through real quick. See if we have anything else before I go on to the next 100%. All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and look at the next story in this, because the next story is Jeff the Land Shark in crypto, which, Drew, as you said, I would have thought this would have been the worst story in the book, but you know what? It's cute. It's great for children. They play a little volleyball here in a second. Look, we're not gonna spend much time on this. This is what it is. It's Jeff the Land Shark and it's crypto, and it's meant to be cute and nothing more, and that is perfectly fine. And if there are ever places for Jeff the Land Shark stories, I think this is the type of thing you want to throw it in an anthology book somewhere. I think it's fine there. Give it why not? And then over time, sure, you can collect them for the kiddos if you want, or solely over on Thinking Critical, because yeah, it's a cute book, cute little story. Sure, why not?
Finally, we out of this whole book, this is the story right here. This is the quote unquote the best one out of this whole damn comic.
Agreed. And you know why? Because he takes it seriously and he finds a way for these characters to work together, which isn't, look, this isn't as much of a stretch because you even have a moment where Daredevil's like Hawkeye.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, that's actually pretty funny. Okay. How about that?
Because he's blind.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see why and where these characters do work together. Oliver Queen, personality wise, is definitely different than Hawkeye, but you get a little action story. I mean, we're starting the story off with action.
How crazy is that? That's a wild concept.
Who would have thought you would do this in comic books? I mean, I know, action
with action heroes, with Daredevil and Green Arrow, not known for action. This is wild.
What? Well, crazy. But no, I thought this book looked really good. I thought this was a fun read. This was I wish this would have been more of the main story.
Me too. Me too.
That way we would have gotten more pages and time to do stuff with it, because God, it goes by so fast.
Yeah. Hashtag me too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you mentioned Adam Kubert earlier. It was so nice to see him back doing work again.
It's great seeing Green Arrow in the traditional Green Arrow costume.
Yes. I love it. Like, this just works. For me, this works on so many levels. I would be okay if these two, Kevin Smith and Adam Kubert, came and did like a 6-issue mini. Like,
I know. Look, I don't mind it. I have trust in Adam Kubert doing his work, but Kevin Smith actually finishing it. Good luck on that one.
Yeah, that's true. Or he might drop the ball if we give him too many issues there. He does some questionable things, but like I said, I love the story. And this is what I want from a crossover, right? Yes. I want to see our heroes kind of do what they're traditionally known to do. Like, go back to like, what's the core of this character? What's another character from the other company that will work well? And let's put these guys together.
Yeah. Let's get the writer who worked on both these characters.
Yeah. This is how you should approach these crossovers. Especially when they're only happening like once every 30 years or so. But I even love seeing Count Vertigo. Like,
yeah, me too. I love Count Vertigo.
Great image here. It's cool seeing him in Daredevil. Like, this is what I want. I want a little conflict. I want to see characters that make sense, that we don't ever get to see cross paths. Yeah, it's just wild. And the fact that Count Vertigo is really going to screw up Daredevil and how he quote unquote sees or gets around. Yeah, good stuff. And then of course you got Ollie with the trick arrow, and then I love the reveal.
I love it. Yeah,
but I love the reveal of what the boxing glove actually is. And where is it at? There we go. Jack Murdoch's boxing glove. Like, it's it's cheesy. I get it. Oh, Jack Murdoch's. I loved it though. Like,
but it's a way to tie it in together. It shows Kevin Smith actually fucking tried.
That's the sad reality, is one of these creative teams actually tried.
You got the lazy stoner who actually fucking tried. Go figure.
Yeah. But no, I loved every second of this. I was very happy while reading this. It was the moment of, oh, thank God there is hope. That hope does not last very long. But I do want to see real quick what, if anyone said anything here. Salty put that crypto art looks degenerate, furry, brony coated. Oh no. I would have said that art reminds me more of like a children's book.
If you had said Raina Tegelmeyer wrote it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I buy this because her art's amateurish. So
yeah, I'm fine with children's art for a story that feels like it's for children. So I won't hate on it too bad, even though but Gavin coming in with Kubert is so damn good. Agreed. And I'm trying to think of the last thing that I remember him doing, and it was probably
this was DC books. This was Adam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the last thing Adam was doing, he was working on Wolverine. doing interiors for that with Ben Percy, I think.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was, I gotta be honest, that was really hit or miss.
Yeah.
I mean, there were panels that looked really good, and there were panels that looked something. But it's his work really damn solid here.
Yep. Did he? Am I getting him mixed up? Didn't he do like some of the Batman stories before the New 52? Or maybe that was.
Oh, he did. You know what? I know he did some of the Grant Morrison stuff. No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, or was that Andy?
That's what I can't. That's what I can't remember. I'm always getting them mixed up. You know what it looks like? That may have been Andy.
Yeah, I think that was Andy. Yeah.
So never
That's my
mind.
story. I'm sticking to it.
That's right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. Green Arrow's art was solid. Agreed. These should be, yeah. Like you could have cheesy fun moments here. Like take it. If you want to be a little tongue in cheek, I think it works okay
It's
if you go about it the right way.
You can tell when a creative team is having fun with it. Here, I can tell they're having fun with the story.
Yeah, and it feels like they collaborated with it. It felt like they were kind of bouncing off of each other as well. Like,
yeah.
You know, Kevin Smith had an idea for a story, and then it sounds like Kuber. I could see Kuber going like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if?"
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not a good thing, but I think when you have a crossover like this, and you have 8 pages, maybe 10 pages to do something,
you have to make it stand out. You have to.
Yeah. It's salty but the book wasn't for kids and it's $7. I'll assume Portland County did. I'm sorry. Okay, I will concede. I'm fair. I just always assume those stories are kind of targeted for children. That's because I'm naive and get terrified with those Portlandy things that are out there. Adam did that terrible Wolverine Deadpool World War III book with Joe. I couldn't even tell you what that book is about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. It was terrible.
Yeah. And then JK is heading to bed. Good night, JK. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and cruise through the rest of these stories real quick because the rest are unfortunately doozies as well.
Yeah, unremarkable, forgettable, underwhelming. And straight up, what the fuck did I just read?
Yeah, we start moving into. Well, this was Al Ewing, right?
Once again, I'm going to say it's about Al Ewing. He is a guy who has great ideas, but when it comes to executing them, he is dog shit. He cannot execute a well-paced, fun story to save his life. Great idea, man, but can't execute a story.
Yeah. But you got the Green Lantern Corps and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Nova and yeah. We start getting to the point though where these stories are so short. I mean, you can see here it's 3 pages, I think.
Uh-huh.
So you got 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3 pages, that's it. And it's almost like it's a 3-page tease to a story that's coming, but I don't know. Hey, Parallax beat Thanos.
Oh my god! And he's got the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I think if you did an oversized 90-page cosmic story where Parallax got the Infinity Gauntlet, that would be a cool story.
Yeah.
What we get here is, hey, wouldn't it be kind of crazy if? And then they're like, everyone's like, yeah, that would be crazy. And they're like, yeah. Anyway, bro, what are you doing to us? And then you have 1 page, 2 page with Frank Miller here, where he gets Returns Batman and Old Man Logan, and oof, poor Frank, man, like that.
Would the story been better in black and white?
I mean, I don't know. Would it have been though? Frank's one of those guys that honestly just needs to not do his own art anymore. It's just rough. It's so rough. And I get that it's the Frank. I get it. People have an affinity for Frank, but yeah, Batman puts a bomb on Wolverine, they all explode, and yeah. Sure. This felt like, hey kids, Frank Miller here, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Applause.
I don't even know what the heck this was. Logo?
No, reading this, look, I like the art, but two, I fucking hated this because reason why, if you're gonna do this shit, if you're gonna do this, why don't you do the amalgam universe? Why didn't you just do the
And that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm like, hold up, time out, dickheads. You have a whole universe of amalgam created characters you could have pulled from to put into this, and you didn't fucking do it, and you did
No.
this shit. You mean to tell me
Yeah.
you couldn't do you? I would have rather read a 90-page Lobo the Duck comic
Oh,
than
shit.
this.
No. Okay, maybe. Oh god.
Which that did happen. That was
No,
made.
I know. But I had forgotten about that until you mentioned it.
Okay.
Oh.
Here, I'll split the difference. About a 20-pager of the Super Soldier. We'll do that. Then we'll do another 20 of Dark Claw. And then we'll do another, maybe a 10-pager of the Magneto and the Metal Men. And then we'll do like another 20 or 30 of Lobo the Duck. That sound fair?
Sure.
Boom, done.
Yeah, no, this was a look. If you had told me on paper we're doing an amalgam type thing where Lobo and Wolverine kind of are meshed together, I'd have been like, oh heck yeah, I'm down. But this, no.
But then people are our age. You're like, whoa, time out, hold on. You have a whole catalog of amalgam created characters. You're not going to draw from those, but you're going to do this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was the big book of the week. And Drewski, you dropping that in the bag or you dropping that in the bin?
I'm dropping that in the bin. That is
100% yes. It was such a disappointment.
Yep, that reflects my reaction perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on to something good real quick. That way we can discuss some solid comics and maybe go over what you should be picking up. Actually, I don't know if anyone said anything. 20 plus years. Oh, Theme Machine, but I waited 20 plus years for a Wolverine Batman story, and I got this. Blech. Kaiser's heading to bed. Good night, Kaiser. Sorry, we're spoiling things. You should just know we're gonna spoil some stuff for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then no joke, Batman and Wolverine going up against a bunch of ninjas. Oh, dude. Like, come on. This isn't that
it's not rocket surgery, you know.
No, at all.
You know, and what I would have done, I would have had it as it's Wolverine post adamantium ripped out, bone claws, feral with I would debate and see if I could pull off the Azrael Batman armor when he's still in that when he's with Wolverine fighting ninjas or whatever, you know. Have fun with it.
Why
get
not?
crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Speaking of getting nuts, let's go ahead and look at the book that was, in my opinion, the best of the week by far. But G.I. Joe, man, absolutely just crushing it.
Loved it.
Yeah, we've been so for a couple of months now, we've talked about how, well, apparently my computer is going to take forever to load. We've been talking about how this whole story with Baroness and CoverGirl kind of started off as its own kind of character focused thing, and each month it starts, bringing more story elements back in. And this issue, man, it's just there's so much going on, and I say that in a good way. But we've got the thing with Clutch and shoot, why can't I think of the
Hound?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. We got this stuff starting off with Clutch and Hound, which when we left off last month was kind of like a tease. Like we knew a big fight was going to kind of be coming and breaking out. So we do get that here. We get more of the Baroness and her conflict, and Trying to think of the other
Cobra
elements.
Commander.
Yep, Destro, and then Cobra Commander, and we finally kind of start circling back to the rest of the team by the end. But this is just a fun action-packed issue. It feels like it has stakes. I loved this fight with Baroness. There's a really nice brutal moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Kill Bill Volume 2. You know what I'm talking about when we get to that.
Yeah, you're spot on. You were spot on. But I love this. And then CoverGirl does come back into this a little bit later because she's fighting. Yeah, here she's fighting. God, why am I losing? Can't think of names right now.
It's like it's the hot guy. I forget the hell his name is.
Yeah. It's this guy here, but a Raptor. There we go. I should have known that. But yeah, I thought this was just a really fun action-packed book. And it's only kind of delivering even more on this idea of what's coming in terms of all these properties kind of crossing over together. And
allegedly Mask may be involved in this at some point. I haven't seen anything from the IP of Mask in this, but someone said Mask is going to be involved. I'm like, I don't think I've seen any characters or acronyms or buildings or cars that say that Mask is involved, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, I thought this was a fantastic book. I am 100% saying you need to get this. You need to be reading this. And if you're not reading the Energon stuff, I don't want to show that because that's a cool moment. If you're not reading the Energon stuff, then
fix yourself.
Like this is the brand that's just really killing it right now.
Yeah, if you're buying that crossover and you're skipping this, there is a problem. All right. Josh, you muted.
No, I know. I had to mute to give a good boy.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah. Hold on. I want to jump past this real quick. But yeah, we do get to the point that we see Duke again and the other characters coming back. So it looks like it's really pulling all this stuff together. And just between where we left off with Transformers number 24, where we are here with this, I am so excited to see what all's coming up. Because I think it's gonna just, if there's anything I have faith in carrying out the end of the year, it's Energon right now, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. Anything else you want to say about this issue, Drew?
Nope, I don't want to spoil anything else. People need to be checking this one out. This is the book of the week.
Indeed. Indubitably. Let's see. Salty put Dylan dropping some serious Batman prawn.
Oh, well, I was talking about the like Azrael Batman versus Feral Wolverine.
See that I agree. That would have been cool. Fiend Machine. So Fiend Machine should have been Mark Silvestri on a Batman Wolverine story. I would have, dude.
I don't think we deserve that.
No, we absolutely deserve. What do you tell? We absolutely deserve that. And then Gavin, but haven't read this one. Dipping till the next one. All right, cool. We will get through. I'm gonna let you cover this next book, Drew, because I did not get a chance to read this. It was on my list to do, and I really wanted to, but it is the Batman Second Night. So this is the second story that Dan Jurgens is jumping on with Mike Perkins and Mike Spicer, delivering some outstanding art.
Yes. So look, the first compliment, the compliment I'm going to give it this is it's the art. The art in this, the Mike Perkins, everyone, they do a terrific job in this. It is a beautiful looking book. With that being said, this was the book I was looking forward to most this week. This is the one I wanted to love. I wanted to absolutely love this, but unfortunately, this book is incredibly, horribly. Now I don't want to say, severely mispaced.
Yeah,
because reading this, it really feels like this would work better as a novel than a comic book because
Mm.
it is just like with Deadpool Batman, this is a lot of talking heads. And that action you got there, that's going to be like the most action we're going to see for a long while in this book.
Oh gosh,
A lot of it is catching up to what's going on in the world, what's going on in Gotham, what's going on in World War II, what happened in Gordon's past, what's going on with this radio station guy. Bruce Wayne is producing a movie, seeing a starlet. It's just like, okay, I get it. All right, I get it. But it just goes on and on and on, and it's like. You got to have fun with it. And look, I unfortunately, I didn't have fun with this.
Yeah.
I wanted to have fun with this. And it gets to a point in this issue where you get Batman. He comes across, runs into the thing is the rabbi from the first volume.
Yep.
Him and his wife. And Batman, being Batman, I guess he scared him and his wife. And the rabbi pretty much reads him the riot act for doing this, for scaring him. And Batman is just like pretty much just short of giving the guy a blowjob, an apology. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, you? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for scaring you. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? There was a lot that felt wrong with this. And a lot, I really wanted to love this. Like I said, it wasn't executed in the correct fashion. It really felt like Dan Jurgens wanted to write a novel, and this is a novelized Dan Jurgens story.
Yeah. I'd never thought about that, how this would potentially come across as a novel, but trying to think back to that first book, I can see elements of that even there, and I can totally see that. That this probably should have been a novelization. That being said, I do love this image.
No, yeah, and look, Mike Perkins, he's going to be making a small fortune on his pages. I guarantee it. He's going to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, $5,000 a page. Yeah, because there's a lot. I will give him that. There's a lot of Batman in these pages, but unfortunately, it's a lot of Batman not doing much Batman stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. I was trying to think back to the like what the main story plots were from the first story, and I was honestly drawing a blank, which is also not a great thing when you're like, wait, what happened in that book? Like I think it
was like Monster Men, a guy making Monster Men,
possibly, but it was also
really become a thing. It's like the third issue.
It was also a situation of where I started thinking like, oh gosh, maybe this title was way more style over substance, because I genuinely, other than the rabbi, you mentioned the rabbi, like I remember that, but there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't remember the details of here, and I was like, huh, strange. And everything that I was remembering was the throwback look, the like the 1939 type cowl and the purple gloves from when Batman first debuted, and just Perkins' art with Spicer's colors. Like that was all I really remembered standing out. So, I'm gonna end up reading this just because, like, it's Batman. I pretty much read almost anything Batman.
Here's coming up where he's just apologizing. It's
true. I'm sorry. It isn't safe. And
it's just like him apologizing over. Say it with respect, right? It's not, it's like, who the fuck are you to tell me this?
Yeah, it does keep going.
But I'm sorry. I disrespected you both. I'm sorry. What happened? It's like, Batman, show some fucking balls. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Lord. I will say this villain looks creepy as all get out, though.
Yeah. We do get the Scarecrow in this. Scarecrow is involved.
Okay.
And we do get a certain female character from Metropolis who shows up in this as well.
I will say that Scarecrow looks pretty chill. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
and is
it
feel? Julie Madison. Is it Lois Lane? Is that who we?
Yeah, coming up. Yeah, we're gonna see her on a phone saying like, yes, hey boss, I got the skinny here on Bruce Wayne. It's a good scoop. Yep, there she is.
Yeah. Awesome.
What do you say, boys?
What do you say, boys? Let's get this on the news. Let's get these papers out. Yeah, I look. I'll end up reading this just for the sake of the art, and then we'll see what happens with the story. And this might end up being one
wait
of
till the trade. Wait till the trade.
well, that's what I was gonna say. This might be one of those things that I just wait till the trade because I feel like there's gonna be some nuance here. And look, it's Dan Jurgens. He's not a bad storyteller.
No, he's
But,
not. But it's just this story. This is not a comic book.
Yeah, and
that's the problem.
That's part of what I was gonna say too. Is if this is a slow burn, which it looks like this might be a slow burn, it's one of those things that I would rather read all at once instead of because sometimes a slow burn is hard to get through as it is. But when you have a slow burn and you've got a month, and this might even come out every other month, I'd have to double check. When you have those pauses, it just makes it even that much more difficult to read.
And remember,
yeah, Salty said he read the preview pages for this and said, nope, maybe in trade paperback. Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't think anyone would be upset or give you cred for that. So
nope.
Let's see. Let's go to the Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. How about that?
Sure.
So this first issue that came out last month, I originally didn't read because I was like, well, this is gonna suck. Everything else has sucked. And then you, amongst others, were like, no, this was actually fun. Read it. So I did, and I loved it. And then we get to this issue, and it's still fun to a degree, right?
To a degree.
But
the deaths weren't fun. I'll say that the deaths were not fun in this.
And that's what I was gonna say. I feel like we hit a point where if you're gonna do anything, if you're gonna do this and go like quote unquote balls to the wall, then go balls to the wall, man.
Have fun with it. Like I said, let's get to the one death that pissed me off. When we get to the X-Men.
Yeah. So I mean, the X-Men are featured here. The first death that we get, I felt happened so fast. I was like, wait, did he die? Also,
yeah, I thought I'm just like you said. I'm like, did he actually die? I don't know.
But I will say, I thought it was hilarious that Magneto and Professor X are playing chess, and Magneto's in his full Magneto costume.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, so many people have tried to redo this thing since the film that I'm like, oh gosh. But Charles gets a vision of everything that's happened previously with the Fantastic Four and them getting killed, and then these guys get attacked. But they use like this super magnet type thing that just essentially crushes.
I was gonna say crushes Magneto as a magnet. It's a magnet sucking up a magnet.
I don't know. This was weird to me because I felt like he probably could have reversed the effect. Like, could he? I don't know. I don't know. It was a little weird. And then this happened, and this is. I get his eyes bulging, and there's blood, but I think they thought this was going to be way more dramatic than it was.
No, it did. This death didn't work.
No, if you're gonna do this, you might as well just show a splatter. Just.
Yeah, exactly. Scanner style. Let's see it.
Sure, why not? So yeah, there's that. But then we get to the Predators breaking into the mansion, and you've got the X-Men, and they're in the danger room doing a simulation. And I like the kind of confusion that's presented here, where Cyclops is like, "Beast, I thought we were doing a Sentinel run." I still kind of want to see more Predator X because I do think that's a cool idea. Anyway, you're like, yeah. But yeah, so you've got the X-Men in the danger room. They're doing the simulation, fighting the Sentinels, and then they finish, and you've got this creature here, and Scott's like, the hell? And then he's just saying, like, hey, Beast, I thought, this is supposed to be... But I feel like at some point they would have realized, well, maybe not. Because I guess even in the danger room, you smell the smells and everything, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you get this. Well, Cyclops is dead based on this. He gets his mouth.
And to which, as soon as I read that, I said, bullshit. My bullshit detector went off. I'm like, look, was it Ben Percy who wrote this?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, Benny. Look, if you're going to kill Cyclops, Benny, you better have the Predator, going, taking them out through the eyes, knocking off that visor, and Cyclops' optic blast, uncontrolled, take out the rest of the X-Men. That's you having fun with that.
Agreed.
That's not that fucking hard.
No. Or if you were gonna do this with somebody instead of, and maybe Ben tried to go brutal, and Marvel pulled him back. Who knows? But
this Predator kills the fucking Marvel universe.
I know. Listen, I'm with you, but we know how the big two kind of like gets cold feet every now and then and goes, oh no, I mean, if you put this in a plastic baggie and said it was Red Band, then sure, but this isn't that. Yeah, I would have had him just actually fully go through someone's head. Like if Beast were saying like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, and maybe Beast was approaching us to see if it was part of the simulation, and then you just saw this bolt thing come directly through his head. Sure.
Yeah, well, you see the 3 red dots go on the Beast's head. He just says, "Oh dear."
Oh yeah,
explodes. That'd have been fucking great.
There you go. And then we catch up with some of our other heroes, and they're also getting attacked, some of our Avengers, but they start fighting back. And what I will say is this now makes me wonder, is that all we're going to see of the X-Men now? Because even when you come up here, like we left off with some of the Fantastic Four still alive, I believe, in the last issue. But here it shows, like, oh, it looks like they may have all been killed, and it just didn't happen for us on screen or on the page. So I don't know.
As the saying goes, no body, no death. But we'll see.
So yeah, we'll see. I thought the first issue was a ton of fun. I'm glad I read it. This one really kind of let me down. It felt like they pulled their punches here.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like. It felt like they pulled their punches, and it felt like we rushed through seeing some of these people. And I don't know if we're going to see them again. And that's not a good place to kind of leave where you close out an issue. You don't want people going, so are we going to get more of this? Or is this like all we're seeing of these characters? Yeah. You want to set it up so they're like, oh, I mean, and look, I get that they're trying to make this exciting with Hulk and
Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven, yeah.
But August, that angle right there, that's a fucking angle. That is terrible. It just
yeah, it is. Well, also, I kind of feel like it would be more menacing if it was a predator.
Look, scroll up a little bit, just a little bit. You see how small Kraven is to the Hulk right there.
Yeah.
You scroll down, they're almost the same fucking size.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I mean, Hulk's like big as in big, but yeah. For me, I think it would have been cooler if you had like a whole group of the Predators and then Hulk hulked out, and that was like the tease for the next issue. Like you're about to see Hulk and these Predators really just go to town on each other. But we'll see. Look, I'm not giving up on this book yet. I'm gonna read the next issue. I'm hoping for the best. But I do think this is Ben Percy, and if it is Ben Percy, then he tends to not stick the landing.
Yeah, just loading the first issue, and just
going up here.
After that.
Yeah, Benjamin Percy. So, it is what it is. Let's stick with Marvel for a second, and I want to go to the Amazing Spider-Man, which, I mean, since we're 12 issues in now, right? And it's been very hit or miss up and down for me. But recently, I feel like this book has gotten better.
Yeah, I will say the best part of this issue was this opening part right here with J. Jonah Jameson talking to this podcaster. I thought this was pretty damn funny.
Well, yes. Now, I want to clarify. When I said I feel like this book has gotten better, I am referring to the last 2 to 3 issues leading up to this point compared to where the book started. Because if you remember, it started off with the whole anarchy, Peter, and it was just weird.
I don't know what the word means, but I think I like it.
Yeah. And then 2 issues ago, we got the nice reveal of the 2 Peters, or the Peter and the Spider-Man, on the tower or bridge, wherever they were, and you had one go, "You're not Peter Parker." and I was like, oh, this is getting good. And then we had the oversized issue, which for whatever reason had way too much of a space Spider-Man story. And JR returning to art, which looked better than his art has been, but still, like I prefer this look much better if we're gonna get something.
Yeah, you got Ed McGinnis. Yeah, look, anyone with half a brain will say, yeah, I'll gladly take Ed McGinnis over JR any day of the week.
Yeah,
twice on Sunday.
Yeah, and look, I love JR. I love his stuff. His history in comics, but he's just reached an age where he doesn't deliver like he needs to for a monthly comic book. But yeah, we go into full Spider-Verse territory in this issue, and that's something that I'm not crazy about.
Yeah, this felt like reading Dan Slott's Superior Spider-Man run a little bit.
So that for me was kind of a letdown because I feel like we had such a good kind of tease and a fun reveal, and coming into this and getting so many characters, I was like, oh gosh, look.
If this issue had just been Norman centered, just straight up focus on Norman, this would have been a badass issue.
Agreed. But this is where, for me, it really kind of starts to drop. Yep, here we go. So you got what?
Super Friends,
Silk Spectre, Spider Boy. Yeah. I don't know.
How much cooler would this have been if it was Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Darkhawk? These guys show up to deal with, like, you're not fucking Spider-Man. I mean, fuck yeah! All drawn by Ed McGinnis? Hell yes.
Yeah.
But you get these lame-ass Z-listers here going against Spider-Man. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about fucking Spider-Boy.
Yeah. No.
At least make him a credible threat, like Iron Fist or Daredevil, someone that people that know him.
Right,
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, as much as I wanted to like this, I just thought it was. Okay.
Well, it takes an interesting twist up here because there's a certain character that shows up, and like he recognizes her scent initially, But the thing is, because I remember that these two characters, they got intimate and had two kids together. And that didn't really come up.
Not at all.
Yeah. Crazy. It's weird. Like it may have gotten retconned or something. See, here it is.
Yep. What? Huh. Gee, I wonder.
Yeah, because seeing Norman's O-face is something I'll never forget.
The thing that made people cringe for forever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not hating this book, and there were points when this book first started that I was greatly disliking the direction they were going. And I'm not saying I'm crazy about this, but at least it's better than the anarchy stuff that they were just so dead set on, like showing punk preteen Peter. Like, we don't need that. But this also, to me, like, anytime you're gonna go like, oh look, it's the Spider-Verse, I'm most likely checking out.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I see Spider Boy or whatever Spider Person guy and the illegitimate sister of Peter, or whoever the fuck she is, I'm like, I do not give two shits. I do not give a fuck. I have checked out.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. So womp womp. Do you want to touch on Uncanny X-Men real quick, and then we can talk Creepshow?
Sure. Yeah, let's finish up with those two. Yeah, let's do those two.
All right.
Yeah, well, Uncanny X-Men. Oh, Gail.
I was gonna say Gail strikes again.
Gail. As soon as we got to the comic book convention, I'm like, fuck and you, Gail. I am done.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, when I went to read this, I was like, dude, I don't even remember what was going on in this last issue. Like, I've tried so hard to forget this stuff, and then I get to this, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like the South American gang, but they're all kind of like all in white with hoodies on, because and I realized that's what we were picking back up with. But yeah. So, but yes, the convention aspect, I was just like, come on. It's so heavy-handed. It is so heavy-handed. And the
This
art,
this art is fucking terrible.
yeah, I was gonna
Nothing
say
dynamic about it, nothing fun about it. It's just fucking lazy.
this art reminds me of what you would see on what's the scrolling like comic thing that they
Oh
have?
yeah, it's the Marvel Infinity.
Yeah. This reminds me more of what would be on Marvel Infinity, which I would be fine with if this were a book on Marvel Infinity, but it's not.
This
This
is a
is
fucking X-Men.
yeah, and this is your mainline X-Men book. Like this is supposed to be the big book. Um and look, I will even say even if you put this artist on one of Marvel's lower tier or like mainline books, I'd probably be fine with that. But you're telling me you can't get a better person for X-Men?
Look, all I'm gonna say is that if I got hired to write a Marvel, they told me, all right, we're giving you a Marvel book. Fuck yeah, we're giving you this guy as your artist. Fuck no, either he's gone or I'm gone. All right, because I am not putting my name on this art. Oh, Josh Towrack. Like I said, this art, for example, you can see in those two panels, just very fucking amateurish. And well, are they in the void? Where's the car at? It's just they're just in the void, in that white void. It's wild.
Yeah. And then of course we have to be reminded of the other new kids because oh look, it's T. Franklin.
Yep. Well, she's not overweight.
That's true. I mean,
and she's not smoking weed.
Gail wouldn't show her overweight, and she hasn't reached the weed or adult sex worker phase of her life yet.
The less said or shown about that, the better.
I agreed. I would have laughed if they actually did name the character T, though. That would have been great. But oh god, here we go.
This is where I shut the book. I'm like I'm done. It just this is not an X-Men book.
It's not an X-Men book, but it's also to the point that it doesn't even feel like a superhero book.
Bullseye.
And then there were times back in the day, like especially when you reach like July, and it was June, July, whenever it tends to happen. But when it was time for San Diego Comic-Con, publishers would release like a one-off special of like, oh, X-Men go to Comic-Con or Marvel Universe and Comic-Con, and they would do stuff like this. But it was meant to be like, isn't this kind of tongue-in-cheek and fun? Hey, here's a nod to Comic-Con. But you would never, ever, ever have this in a mainstream book. And she's trying so hard to be meta and cool that it's just not working.
No.
So.
Someone who's clearly just out of touch with everything.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like this is all these X books are just bad. And it feels like they're just phoning it in at this point, like getting the paycheck. And you know what? I guess fine. Good for you for getting your paycheck. But
look, I'll say it again. I've said it before. When you have your big event coming up and your big baddie is Cypher, there's a fucking problem.
Yeah, true.
Doug Ramsey is your big baddie. This is a fucking joke. I am not reading this damn event.
Yeah. And I will say part of the problem with Gail's book in particular too is the fact that you've got these newer mutants.
They're not interesting.
Well, they're not interesting. In look, you've got to give these characters time to develop. But the problem is they've been in the spotlight since day one. Instead of letting the X-Men be the spotlight, have these characters as your supporting characters. And then you would have people that would naturally gravitate to some of them at some point and go like, I wouldn't mind seeing more of this person. And then that's how you get your character to stick around. When you start saying like, here, we're going to do X-Men books. We're taking all your favorite characters and they're getting sidelined for the new guys that you don't care about because they're new. You're not going to win. You're not going to win readers that way.
So. Not just that. They don't have, I mean, that guy, he kind of has a cool costume at times when he shows up in it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these powers, their powers and gifts, they suck. They're not cool.
Yeah. I mean, Fire Horsey. What are you talking about? That's totally awesome.
Was Fire Horsey even in this book? I don't think Fire Horsey was in
just
this.
For like, I think they showed her for like a panel or two.
Okay.
And then of course this, all the women jump Wolverine. Of course,
because girls get it done, Josh.
Girls get it done. Hey. But yeah, no, I'm still just kind of reading X-Men in awe that we're still doing this and that they still haven't said, yeah, so we're gonna reboot the line again. Because it's only a matter of time at this point.
Hey, we got a special guest in the chat, the one and only Eric Canetti,
Oh, hey, what is
storytelling
up?
superstar Eric Canetti.
Yes, sir. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you here, good sir. I do. Salty put, my God, look how disgustingly idiotic the X-Men is. It's gotten rough, man. Rough.
You know, and look, I got to give even let's look back in the day with the New Mutants with Chris Claremont when he was on that book.
Yeah.
You at least had Bill Sienkiewicz doing the art, you know, and a lot of those issues, a lot of them would not be heavily action centered, but still, Bill Sienkiewicz found a way to make those pages and those panels look very, very interesting and very cool. And here, there's nothing cool about this. There's nothing fire about this.
I think it's also about this. I think it's also more than that too, though, because at least with New Mutants, you knew what you're getting. The purpose of that book was to introduce New Mutants. Here, they keep doing a bait and switch of, hey, look, it's the X-Men, the characters you want to see and read, and they're constantly getting sidelined for these newer kids, and it's just these kids aren't as interesting. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, you said bait and switch. When this series was launched, it was a complete bait and switch. Because we were shown like the team again. It's like, oh, great, awesome, okay, this is fun. But oh no, we're giving you these characters. It's like, oh,
yeah,
no.
I do think that the subtlety of introducing characters and making them work has been lost, and that publishers and writers and creators have gotten on this thing of like, oh, this character is going to take off because of a gimmick. And that's where I feel like so much of the X-Men line is right now. So it's just it's kind of a shame. I would love to see X-Men be successful. And
you're telling me, you know, it just how many free ideas did we give them during the from the DC Marvel crossover? It's like I am not giving them any ideas in our chat. For yeah. I'm holding on to those. I'm like, you're not getting them, Gail. You're not taking them.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the night with Creepshow. So this is another one that I didn't read.
Yeah, the series was a big switch. Yeah, because he hadn't heard about this series. Yeah, so when the series launched, we were shown who what the team was, and as soon as the first 2 issues came out, Gail revealed, "Oh no, it's going to be focused on all these new teen characters, including mutant horsey girl."
Yep.
So yeah,
yeah, you've got like a group of like 4 or 5 New Mutants, Eric. So one I think is called Death Dream, and he's kind of his abilities are actually kind of cool, where he can go in and out of being alive or dead, which works in different scenarios. The thing is, they make him such a just ho hum, like, oh, everything's awful, and like such an
very emo.
Yeah, super emo. So character wise, he's not fun. Then you've got a girl whose horse died, but then she's able to manifest her horse, but it's a fire horse. It's weird. They haven't really fully explained how that works. Because apparently the horse is the mutant and not her.
Yeah,
the horse is actually dead. So we don't know how that works. Yeah, one person's named Jitter.
Yeah, in theory, these ideas can work, but they're not executed well by Gail.
Right. Yeah. And then you got Jitter, which is someone who's just had way too much caffeine, and they just shake and stutter, and that's literally that's their power. So yeah, he said, "Listen, you're pitching this book. I'm in." And look, you could probably, like we said, you could probably do cool things with these characters if you had them as supporting characters, kind of learning the ropes and trying to become X-Men and stuff. But they have become front and center, and everyone else is kind of getting sidelined and pushed to the back. So that's the unfortunate.
And this issue is them going to Comic-Con.
Yeah, like, Comic-Con. Hey man, Comic-Con's cool. Leave Comic-Con alone.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No, I know. All right, Creep Show, so we can wrap up the night. So Creep Show is a kind of a
Horror
they're bringing Creep
anthology.
Show back. Yeah.
I am a Creep Show fan. I'm wearing my Creep Show button-up shirt. I'm
Ooh,
I'm going to go see Creep Show at Alamo Draft House next month. Yep.
heck
See,
yeah.
there it is. Yep.
Woo
Lonely
woo.
Death of Jordy Vale. Got the crate. Yeah, something that tied you over. Father's Day. Yeah,
Nice.
love that movie. And the second one. So yeah, this issue, 2 stories, which okay, cool, solid.
Yeah.
First one, Jeremy Adams wrote it.
Hey, Jeremy Adams.
Yep. Eduardo Risso on the art. Okay, solid. You know, hey, it is a solid short horror story. I'm like, okay, they nailed that. Totally dig it. It's creepy. Loved it. Second one, it's like even creepier. I'm like, okay. They did their job. I'm like, okay, great. Nice. Because I had read so many of these issues of Creep Show where I'm just like, these are not creepy. They're not funny. They're just, I mean, either just low hanging political statements.
Well, and that's what I was about to say. So this is the number 1, but didn't they just wrap up a Creep Show run?
Yes, this is I think the 3rd volume. I think if you look at the credits,
well, this is the 4th volume.
Oh, 4th volume. Jesus.
But I was gonna say, I was just trying to think time wise. It seems like they just wrapped like a volume or a run. So
yeah, they did.
Yeah, maybe this is them trying to course correct, because you're not the only person I'd heard negative things about the previous run. There's a guy that purchases or goes to my local comic shop, and all this type of stuff, the EC Comics, all those things, he loves that stuff.
Yeah,
and even he was like,
those hardcover collections. How many of those? Yeah, I bought from down in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And if you're doing the EC Comic stories, you better be doing them right. And I will call you out on it. And Jeremy does a good job in this one, and so does the team in the second story. They do a good job.
Nice, very nice. Well, I will have to check this out, because I didn't read it because I wasn't really expecting anything. I was like, oh, this is a Creep Show after not doing well for quite a few issues, and they're relaunching to try to see if they can get some favor. But I didn't pay attention to that Jeremy Adams was doing this, so that alone would have actually made me buy the book, because I love Jeremy's work. I think he's a good guy, and I feel like he actually writes entertaining stories. Go figure. Yes. You write an entertaining story, and I'm down.
Yeah.
So I will have to go check this one out. But yeah, so exactly what Salty's saying. I see Jeremy Adams, I give it the benefit of the doubt. Something I really do with comics these days. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even take the time to glance at the creators. I was just like, Creep Show, nope, I'll pass.
See, I'll do it because, like I said, I'm a Creep Show fan. So I saw a new Creep Show number 1. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. See who's involved in this one. I'm like, oh, okay. I will definitely check this out now. And I'm like, you know what? I dig it. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Agreed. But we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up for the night. And Drewski, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. You can find me at New York Comic Con next month. I'll be there with the Comic Mint, TCM Press. Going to have my 3 exclusives for the Golem, Silent Knights, and Depths of Valor. All full issues there. Limited quantities, 50 copies for the Golem and 75 copies for Silent Knights and Depths of Valor.
All right. And then if you didn't see him at the very beginning, we got my new little boy here. Oh, he was taking a nap. He's mad at me. I
was going to say, I'm surprised he's still awake.
Yeah. No, he was totally passed out on my foot. Oh. Got up in the middle of the stream, didn't destroy anything, but he did go potty on the pee pad.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm very happy. 2-month-old Dobie that's pretty much potty trained from day 1. Like, I will take it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a big yawn. Is it time for nights? I know.
Time to put on the PJs. Yep.
Put on the PJs. Well, we got Salty coming in with Puppy. And very happy to have this little dog. And he did really well tonight. No whining or yelping or anything. chomped on my foot a few times, but we'll take that. But yes, if you would like to follow the channel, you can follow us at @ByPopped. If you want to follow me directly, I'm at Joshua L. McDonald. Both of those are on Twitter. And of course, we are here pretty much most Tuesdays and Thursdays. And yeah, we'll keep doing our comic conversations and being nerdy and dropping some floppies. But until next time, have a good night. I'm gonna go take this little munchkin butt for a potty break, and then try to get some sleep, because I'm doing like 2.5 to 3 hour intervals and waking up and letting him out and then trying to go back to bed. So,
Oof.
oh, buddy, it's like having a baby. But yeah, it won't last long. He'll grow out of that really quickly. So, but no, chat, thank you for being here. It's always fun to talk comics with you guys. I wish this week's comics would have been as good as last week's. That's all I can say. But Drew's like, you're telling me. Until next time, y'all have a good night.